Okay, Assalamualaikum. Good morning. So today we'll be doing relative clauses. If you missed last week's lesson, you can still follow it on the YouTube channel. And for this class, once you have finished watching this, actually you just have to watch this and then check your answers for the exercise that I've given you last week. I think last week I asked you to do this one. So if you finish with this one, you check your answers, and then once you have watched this video and check your answers, comment down below by saying your name and you've watched it so that I can put it into your kehadiran. Okay, remember again, for your kehadiran, comment on the video. Okay, relative clauses. We're going to look at relative clauses today. Okay, relative clauses. Okay, kita tengok dulu pada clauses. Clauses ini ada beza ya. Clauses ni adalah kita kata apa macam ayat lah. Separuh daripada ayat tapi yang memberi maksud. Kita tengok contohnya word. Word ni, okay, word kita ada word, phrases, clauses. Okay, ini tiga benda dia. Okay, word ni kalau you perasan adalah perkataan lah. Contohnya after. After ini adalah word. Faham lah sendiri, baca tengah lah. Okay, ini adalah word. After ni adalah word. Bila phrases adalah lebih daripada satu perkataan. Contohnya, you tambah look after. Look after ni adalah phrases. Phrase. Okay. And then clause. Clause pula adalah bila dia lebih panjang lagi. Contohnya, who I look after. Panjang lagi, during the day. Okay, dia bukanlah ayat yang penuh. Tapi kalau kita nampak dia lebih panjang, then dia make sense. Who I look after during the day. Dia lagi panjang. Ini adalah clauses. Kita panggil clauses. Okay. So, itu bezanya antara word, phrases, clauses. So, hari ni kita nak tengok clauses, relative clauses. Sebenarnya juga, kalau rasa ni tak sure kalau form 1, form 2, form 3 ada belajar ke tak. Tapi sebelum kita masuk ke relative clauses, sebenarnya kita ada relative pronouns. Relative pronouns yang kat sini ni. Kalau you nampak. Ini adalah relative pronouns. Kita ada who, whom, which, that, where, why, when, whose. Ini bukannya WH question. Dia boleh juga WH question, tapi dia juga adalah relative pronouns. Okay, relative pronouns ni ada who siapa lah kan. Whom ni siapa juga, tapi lebih kepada selalunya depan whom ni ada to. To whom are you giving the money to? Kepada siapakah? Siapa yang awak beri? Siapa nama awak? Kepada siapakah? Dia lebih kepada whom ni, lebih kepada macam kepunyaan. To whom are you giving the money? To whom are you talking to? Kepada siapakah awak bercakap? Okay, which ni yang mana satu? That lah yang itu. Where, di mana? Why, when, bila? Whose money? Siapa punya duit? Whose money is that? Dia lebih kepada kepunyaan juga. Apa kita tengok examples ya. Kotor lah kita pandang sekejap. Okay, kita read about relative clauses. We go together. Relative clauses give us more information about the subject or the object of the sentence. Of a sentence. So, relative clauses ni, yang di boldkan ni, dia gives more information about the subject or object of a sentence. Contoh dalam ayat ni, the little girl who that I look after during the day is adopted. So, ayat yang ni, dia bagi lagi banyak information, lagi banyak info pasal the little girl. The little girl, siapa the little girl ni? The little girl who I look after during the day. Little girl yang dia look after lah semasa siang hari. Okay. They are introduced by the following relative pronouns. So, dia ni pula, orang little girl yang information banyak dia ni, kita introduce dia menggunakan relative pronouns. Yang tadi itulah who, whom, which, that. Tapi kita tengok mana yang sesuai lah untuk case ni. Little girl ni sesuai pakai who and that. Dia boleh dua-dua. The little girl who I look after during the day is adopted. Boleh. Ataupun the little girl that I look after during the day is adopted. Ini adalah relative clause. Dia tambah information tapi kita menggunakan relative pronouns dekat depan dia. Sama juga macam yang second example ni. The laundry. The laundry which is in the basket is filthy. Kita boleh cakap juga kan, the laundry is filthy. Pendek je kan? Tapi kita nak panjangkan ayat lah ataupun nak bagi lebih detail lagi. Laundry yang mana? The laundry which is in the basket is filthy. Okay. Number 3 tu, sentence tu, that's the place. The place where my father met my stepmother. So, place tu, memang ada dah. That's the place. My father met my stepmother. Tapi bila nak cakap lebih lagi, where my father met my stepmother. Okay. That is the reason why Joe is grumbling. Kita refer kepada reason. That was the time when I had an argument with my brother. Refer kepada the time. This is the woman. Kalau macam cakap biasa, this is the woman. This is the woman whose daughter does our housework. Yang mana anak dia buat kerja-kerja rumah. So, ini the woman. Maksudnya kita nak cakap something. Kita nak cakap something tu, boleh je jadi benda tu pendek. Tapi kita nak panjangkan atau nak give more information about the thing. Contohnya, this is my teacher who I really hate. Contohnya. So, you lebih bagi information. This is the teacher. Teacher yang mana? Teacher yang I really hate. Okay. Basically, get the main idea. You should be able to get the main idea. If couldn't, maybe you can Google it down ke. This one is an easy thing dia sebenarnya. Cuma maybe kadang-kadang kita get confused sebenarnya because of the terms. Tapi sebenarnya basically that's the main thing lah. You ada sentence yang simple, you jadi dia besarkan lagi. You besarkan lagi. You give more information. Okay. Let's look at this one down here. Defining and non-defining relative clauses. Okay. A defining relative clause gives us important information which we need in order to understand the meaning of the main clause. Okay, the chore which I hate the most is the washing up. The sentence would not make sense without which that I hate the most. Okay, defining relative clause gives us information. Okay, kat sini nak kita baca bawah dulu lah sebab nak beza, biar nampak beza non-defining dengan defining. Tapi sebenarnya benda ni you baca relax je. You don't have to macam memorize ke apa ke. It's basically for me grammar items ni lebih kepada kita tahu. Kita tak perlu nak memorize ke nak betul-betul go into detail sebab dalam exam pun tak ada ditanya. I don't know, maybe kalau VM ada. Tapi kalau VI, kita actually kalau you perasan just macam jawab soalan, you just write down and it's good to know lah. Tapi you don't have to memorize pun. Just kita untuk pengetahuan am. Okay, so number 2 here. When who, whom, that and which are the objects of a defining relative clause, they can be omitted. Okay, the men who I invited to the get-together are my uncles. The men I invited to the get-together are my uncles. Okay, so kalau dalam defining clause ni, kita boleh buang je. Buang je who or that ni. Okay, a non-defining relative clause gives us extra information which we do not need in order to understand the meaning of the main clause. We must use commas to separate a non-defining relative clause from the main clause. Okay, contohnya kat sini, Molly, who often gossips, doesn't get along with her peers. Okay, we cannot use that in a non-defining relative clause and we cannot omit the relative pronoun. Okay. So kat sini dia beza dia sebenarnya defining relative clause ni. Okay, satu, defining relative clause ni dia bagi important information yang kita kena ada. Benda ni kena ada. Kalau tak, kita tak dapat maksud dia. Kalau non-defining ni, kita boleh omit. Omit ni buang. Tak ada benda tu pun tak apa. Dia tahu tak penting lah benda yang kita nak mention tu. Okay, contoh dia macam atas ni kan. Kalau ni the chore which I hate the most is the washing up. Kalau kita buang the chore is the washing up. Dia maksud dia lari. The chore apa? The chore yang I hate the most is the washing up. Lain pula dengan non-defining ni. Non-defining ni, okay, Molly doesn't get along with her peers. Ataupun Molly often gossips doesn't get along with her peers. So kita kalau dia kita buang ni pun sebenarnya tak ada masalah. Sebab kita dapat idea dia tak boleh get along. Molly who often gossip ni macam tak penting mana pun lah. Nak tahu dia ni gossip ke apa ke. Tak penting pun. Okay, and then this one. When who they can be omitted. This one dia boleh buang. Contohnya kan, the men are invited to get together. Who that ni kalau tak ada pun tak apa. Untuk defining. Non-defining ni, kita kena ada. Sorry. Non-defining ni, kita tak boleh gunakan that. Dia tak sesuai untuk guna that. Molly, that often gossip, tak boleh. Sebab Molly ni adalah orang. Tapi basically, the main idea sebenarnya, defining ni, kita perlukan. Benda tu kena ada. Kalau non-defining ni, tak ada pun tak apa. Tapi sebenarnya, these two sebenarnya kalau you tak faham, kalau in case saya kata pening lah, tak ada faham lah, it's okay. It's okay. Benda ni you tak dapat pun tak apa. Sebab ni just go into detail. Okay, benda ni you tahu tak apa, tak tahu pun tak apa. Okay, cuma I have to go through je lah because it's in the book. Okay, next one. Prepositions in relative clauses. Okay, preposition ni kalau you ingat, ni lah. Preposition ni banyak sebenarnya. For, to. Okay, kalau dalam ni bagi contoh for, to. So, kita gunakan for, to je lah. Okay, prepositions usually come at the end of the relative clause. They can come also before the relative pronouns, but this makes the sentence sound very formal. Contoh dia kat sini dia bagi. Okay, his books about relationships for which he is famous for sell very well. Very formal. Yang ni bila you letakkan for ni dekat sebelum relative pronouns. Dia nampak sangat formal. His books about relationships which he is famous sell very well. Itu biasa kan. Kita tambah for depan dia, nampak formal. Ini boleh gunakan untuk formal writing lah. Kalau you nak guna untuk formal writing. Okay. Ini pula, dia boleh juga kita letakkan for ni dekat belakang dia. His books about relationship which he is famous for sell very well. Ini biasa. Okay. Okay, next one. We cannot use a preposition before who or that. We can use one before whom, but that makes the sentence sound very formal. Okay, so kalau before who dengan that, kita tak ada guna preposition, tak ada guna for, to. Okay, tapi kita boleh gunakan before whom. Whom ni, macam saya cakap tadi, to whom, kepada siapakah saya nak, to whom may I give the book to, kepada siapakah saya nak bagi buku ni. That makes the sentence sound very formal. So kalau kita gunakan before whom, the woman who I was talking to is my wife. Oh, yang ni tadi. Kita tak boleh nak gunakan dia sebelum, tapi kita boleh gunakan selepas. The woman who I was talking to is my wife. Ini whom dia letak kat depan. The woman To whom I was talking to is my wife. Ini lebih formal. Okay. Ini kalau you nak bezakan antara formal informal writing, bolehlah gunakan ni. To the woman to whom I was talking is my wife. Okay, next one. When the preposition is before the relative pronoun, we cannot omit the relative pronoun even if it is the object of the relative clause. So, contoh di kat sini. Is this the project which you won the prize for? Is this the project which you won the prize for? Is this the project you won the prize for? Is this the project for which you won the prize? Okay. So, maksudnya, dia nak cuba cakapkan, wish ni contohnya, kita tak boleh nak buang. Kena ada kat situ. Tapi kalau ikut logik ni lagi, bukan logik lah, kalau ikut. Kita tengah belajar sekarang ni pasal relative clauses. Relative clauses ni kena ada relative pronouns. So, mana? Kita nak kena letak jugalah, senang ceritanya. Tapi, again, macam saya kata lah, this part yang bawah ni, this one is the detail of it. Kalau in case you tak faham ke, it's okay. Boleh try fahamkan. In case you tak faham ke, it's okay. Unless if you're thinking of being an English teacher ke, you nak ambil linguistics ke, nanti habis sekolah, why not you fahamkan sekarang? If not, it's okay if you tak faham. It's okay. It is enough if you can understand what is a relative clause. Relative clause ni basically yang atas ni lah. Dia basically ayat-ayat yang macam ni yang bagi more information. Yang bagi more information kepada objek ataupun subjek. Kenapa tak keluar? Ingat aku. Okay. Okay. Oh, kurang asam. Okay. Hello, Ing. Okay. Tak lah. Okay, the book. Okay, kita tengok pada, sekejap, before that kita tengok ni dulu. Read these sentences and underline the relative clauses. Okay. Which sentence? Kita cari dulu relative clauses. Okay. My brother, who has written a book on personal relationships, lives in Scotland. Okay. My brother, who has written a book on personal relationships, lives in Scotland. So, who has written a book on personal relationships ni adalah relative clauses dia. Okay. This one adalah dia punya relative clauses. Which sentence means that the speaker has more than one brother and that the one who has written a book lives in Scotland? Yang mana menunjukkan this one has more than one brother and that the one who has written a book lives in Scotland, and which one yang only has one brother and that he has written a book and lives in Scotland? Yang mana menunjukkan, mana satu yang menunjukkan seorang ni ada ramai abang tapi satu ni tinggal kat Scotland. Satu lagi memang satu je abang. Okay. A ni, sekejap I nak adjust saya punya pen. Tak payahlah, malas. Okay. A ni, my brother who has written a book on personal relationships lives in Scotland. So, abang dia who has written a book on personal relationships lives in Scotland. Okay, kalau you nampak beza ni, apa beza antara dua ni? Dua ni beza dia adalah comma. So, comma ni plays a big role lah. So, A ni actually, my brother who has written a book on personal relationships lives in Scotland. Okay, nampak macam abang dia seorang ke? Abang dia ada ramai? Yang seorang ni yang tinggal dekat Scotland yang tulis pasal personal relationships, ataupun B. My brother who has written a book on personal relationships lives in Scotland. Which one do you think? Which one? Okay. Okay. Sentence A ni, dia kata, sentence A ni adalah yang number 2 tu. Only has one brother. Only has one brother and that he has written a book and lives in Scotland. Ni. My brother, who has written a book on personal relationships, lives in Scotland. Dia ada satu je abang. Dia cakap pasal abang dia. My brother. Okay, kalau yang ni adalah untuk sentence B. My brother who has written a book on personal relationships lives in Scotland. Abang dia ada ramai tapi abang dia yang tulis pasal buku on personal relationships ni lives in Scotland. Okay. Dia ada beza lah sebenarnya. Tapi maybe a bit confusing. Okay, let's look at the exercise. Okay, circle the correct words. The book Impression Management which is about the different relationships between people was written by Barry R. Schlenker. Who is an American professor. Macam mana? Mana buku? Okay. The main reason why Schlenker wrote the book was because he felt that people should have more information about relationships. The main idea of the book ni, kalau you perasan ayat ni, kalau tak ada who ataupun which pun dia boleh juga. The main idea of the book argues that people try to control. Tapi nak jadikan dia relative clauses, so boleh je lah. The main idea of the book which argues. Bukan guna who. Who ni guna untuk orang. Kita refer kepada sekarang ni adalah main idea of the book. Which argues that people try to control how others see them in almost every social relationship was not particularly popular in 1980. When ni kan masa kan, so when the book was first published. However, in the universities and colleges where the book was taught, where there were many students that felt whom ni lebih kepada kepunyaan. That felt that Schlenker's thoughts on relationships were important ones to which people should learn about. Felt that Schlenker's thoughts on relationships were important one that people should learn about and discuss. I think it's that lah. To which ni tak sesuai sebab dia to which ni kan kita guna untuk yang mana satu. So dia tak ada pun mention about anything yang ada between options ke, tak ada. So that people should learn about and discuss. Much of the support the book received, tak ada apa-apa. Sebab kenapa? Where tak ada. Much of the support the book received, for which Schlenker was very thankful, came from his students. For which yang mana datangnya daripada students dia thankful lah. He was also very thankful to his wife, parents and colleagues whose advice and encouragement helped him greatly. At the beginning of the book, Schlenker says that it was these people and these relationships which make the production of impression management possible. Okay, okay. I think that's all for today. I am sorry if you couldn't understand, but the main thing is here. Okay, if you need to find out more about relative clauses, maybe you can Google it. And the one that I really like is from learnenglishbritishcouncil.org. This one gives you more information. They even provide you with exercises. So if you need more information, maybe you can check out from there. Okay, anyway, stay safe, stay home. All the best. I'll see you tomorrow. Wednesday, I'm not sure. Okay, anything, you can PM me. Okay, bye bye.